It's a great question, isn't it? And it's one that I've walked many people through in the past 43 years of being a executive counselor, executive coach, and all the different hats that I wear. Why should I have compassion for someone who divorced me? Why should I have compassion for someone who cheated on me? Why should I have compassion from someone who stole from me? Why should I have compassion for my former husband or former wife because they did A, B, C, D, E on me? It's a great question. David Essel here for 43 years, as I mentioned just a little bit earlier, doing this work in personal growth, and I absolutely love it. And, we look at this compassion thing, and I think it's a powerful place to be. If you can have compassion for someone you don't care for, you are now mastering life. You are mastering emotional regulation because the logic of society and mass consciousness is, oh my God, he did that to you and she did that to you. And oh, no, 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 no. You don't have compassion. You don't even care about those people anymore. You hope they burn in hell. Have you ever heard those? Have you ever thought those thoughts themselves? And that's all normal, but it's only normal because of the fact that it's mass consciousness. It's not normal from a logic point of view. Going forward after a divorce, regardless of what someone has done, and not thinking about being compassionate and forgiving is really an abnormal act. Because then what we're doing is we're holding on to anger, rage, resentment, vindictiveness, etc. And that's eating up space in our brain, and you and I don't have space for that stuff. If we want to lead productive, happy, peaceful lives, we're going to have to learn how to have compassion for people that have mistreated us. I always give the example of the survivors at the Nazi concentration camps and how they forgave Hitler. And I've heard several of them talk about having compassion for him. And I'm sitting there thinking, if these people can do it, we should be able to do it with our former partners or anyone else that's disappointed us or hurt us in life. And just remember, having compassion isn't about getting back together. Having compassion isn't about giving them space to do whatever they want to treat you incorrectly. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking a big breath and stepping back and saying, we all have a role in dysfunction. So what was your role? Can you have compassion for yourself? I just worked with an individual today that said, God, 3 months before we got married, I knew it was the worst mistake in the world. But, I went through with it anyway, and now they're going through a divorce, right? And so I said, can you have compassion for yourself? This is a gentleman. I said, can you have compassion for yourself that, you jumped too soon, that you got married too soon? And he looked at me and he said, it's probably the number one thing I need to do right now. I'm beating myself up inside left and right. So having compassion for others is crucial at the end of a marriage or a long-term relationship. And having compassion for yourself is crucial. Knowing we did the best we could, knowing maybe there were signs we didn't pay attention to, and then let's learn from it. But the more compassionate you become this massive role model, like a Mother Teresa, a Gandhi, a Nelson Mandela, a Martin Luther King. I'm not kidding you. When someone says, well, what's your former husband doing now, or who's your former husband dating now, you just go, I don't know. I just hope he's happy. What's your ex-wife up to now? What's your former wife up to now? Is she out there going after someone else's money or blah, blah, blah? And you go, you know what? I just hope she's happy. That's compassion. And that compassion for other people leads you to have a less stressful life. If I can help you in any way whatsoever, comment below. If you understand, agree, disagree, share these messages, absolutely. And then if I can help you, go to davidessel.com or talkdavid.com. Let's rock together, okay? Having compassion is a lot less stressful than resentments and vindictiveness. Have a beautiful day.